I welcome you guys back into my next video over here, and it's called How to Overcome Masturbation. I need you to understand that it's called gratification, in which you must understand that to overcome all addictions is to be in the body and to be in body awareness. And now what body awareness is making sure that you're more spiritual all the time and making sure that you have personal freedom every single day, so that you understand that you're giving your money into better places and into better food, so you can have better energy, so that you can understand to have more time freedom where you can help other people to grow. Realize that those people who have much more passion to do something today are the ones who can also overcome it all. And they can overcome their business and every single aspect of their life, because guess what? When you're overcoming yourself all the time, you're always going to be becoming better. You're always going to be becoming much more than you are. Realize that is the whole point. Realize you have to be fast, you have to be quick with your communication. You have to recognize that your communication will improve when you improve. And now, when you improve, you consciously will look for a certain aspect of your life that needs to be improved. And that's called being on the offense. And now, when you're being on the offense, you're looking for ways to improve. And that's all you do every day. You don't think about it, you do it. You don't think about life, you just go and do life. You have to understand that in order for me to do this video, I have to push myself with my emotions to do so. And then once I do that, I understand that overcoming all addictions is the same way. And then you use your heart and your emotions to do so. You'll understand that those people who are obese and really fat have less EQ, which is emotional quotient. You have to understand I'm not negative, although you understand that emotional quotient is emotional intelligence. And you should understand that those people who have better emotions or are more physically active and more physically fit and not sexually active with other people, I mean, there's a difference. I mean, the difference is that those people who are physically active doesn't mean sexually active. Do you understand? I need to understand that physically active people are people who are just training and becoming more athletes and more peak performers and more fit throughout time. That has nothing to do with performing in the bedroom every day. You have to understand that those people who perform in the bedroom every single day, and you have to understand that those people fall slaves and become slaves of life in terms of pleasure, because having fun and having sex with all the beautiful men and women of the world is never going to help you to move forward. I'm a straight person, I'm not gay, I'm not bisexual, I'm happier than ever, although I never judge people based on their traditions and how they live life. I promise you that what I do on a daily basis is make sure that I improve your life with some ideas, because that's what I do on a daily basis for 3 hours. And every single day that you can improve yourself and others is the only day that you must. Realize you must every single day think in the moment and be in this moment, and realize to push your heart into a video and do videos and video content in terms of audio and writing every single day to make sure that your life is going to improve. I realize that if you don't do something today, you'll do nothing. I need you to never waste a day to do nothing. I need you to do something so you never waste a day. I need you to understand that what's important today is that you make yourself the best version of today. In this version, I realize in this version, you must be your best version. I realize that the only way you can do that is to overcome your addictions to caffeine and to masturbation and to pornography and to everything, so that you can become more spiritual. I promise you, it's all got to do with emotional techniques. I need you to be full of emotion. I need you to understand that your emotions will rule your world one way or another, although never ever make the mind or the head in terms of life control you. So be the dominant aspect of your life where your mind is never in control of you, and control your mind with your heart, and make sure that you process every single decision with your emotions before you even do it. I mean, if you have any type of thoughts, you process it with your emotions, and that's called feeling your thinking, as Jamie Smart says. And that's what gives you clarity, as what Jamie Smart says. Because when you're feeling your thinking, you're grabbing a thought and you're processing it with your heart. I mean, you're grabbing thought and you're processing it with your heart in a way that you're understanding your heart is going to make the decision about everything. I need you to understand to be more in your emotions every single day, because that is how you're going to live life from now on. You're going to live in the feeling. You're going to feel your way through life. You're going to feel your way through life, and it's the best way to experience life. I realize when you're in a little small box, such as your head, I realize that you feel nothing, and you have no feelings for anything. I realize you have no experience. I realize your only experience in your head is your thoughts. I realize that you have no thoughts in life, and you stop thinking, and then what you do is, to stop thinking, you be in no emotions. And now, you can never stop the head from speaking and talking in terms of the thoughts. I mean, you can never stop your thoughts from ever coming on the surface. Although, you never stop yourself, ever. You never stop yourself, although what you do is you write every single thought down. I mean, you may get 60,000 thoughts every single day, as what they said, in terms of the scientists or whatever that conducted a study based on humans, that they get at least 30. I realize that scientists conducted a study that people get at least 30. I realize scientists conducted a study where they said that people get at least 60,000 thoughts a day in their head. And now you need to write each and every single thought down. You need to process each and every single thought. So to do that, you have to be the observing of your mind. You have to be the observer of your mind. And now, to be the observer of your mind, what you need to do is you need to be in your heart. You have to be in your body. You have to look inside. You have to be inside. And now, to be inside is to be in your heart and body only. You understand? Because everything else is outside. And you should understand to never ever demolish yourself in a way that you're considering yourself to die, because what's important is look inside. And you should understand you go the way of inside. So every single day you look inside, you'll be looking inside of your heart. I promise you that's the best way to live, and it's also the most joyful one. Although when you're poisoning your body with drugs and alcohol, I'm always drug free, I'm never investing in drugs. I understand that since I do that, I'm also vegan, and I increase my energy this way. And because I increase my energy, I never have time anymore to masturbate, because I have more energy and more passions where I can go and help somebody else. I realize that when I go and help somebody else, it's never really to help somebody else. I realize it's really to help myself. I realize when I help myself, I help something greater. I realize I do it for something greater. I need to understand that if you just do it for yourself, you're doing it for selfish pleasures. And go and do it for something greater than yourself. I have no time anymore for people of the past and for old activities I've done, because that way I grow into a newer person and into a newer way. I do something I've never done before, and that way I understand that I will do something even greater. I'll be even greater. I'll feel greater. I'll do something that's going to make me feel the best. And what is that? I realize more energy is the number one way, and go and find out how to do that. Each and every single video teach you how to increase your energy, and I teach you my journal every single day. I write a journal, and I realize it's my training journal, and it's my blog, and it's everything that's going to help you. I realize that it helps you to see my life and what I talk about and what you must stay away from, and it gives you ideas. I'm full of ideas. I give you quotes, I give you videos, I give you journals, and I give you my life, and I give you how certain places in the world look, and I give you how I live my life inside my Mega Drive. And I also have music production for those of you who are interested in making music. So I make music too, and music courses along the way. I realize that I do it better than yesterday, and I don't do it all yet, although I'm doing it all right now because I'm better than yesterday. I realize now, what do? I realize I do more. I do more and more. I always do more than what I say. I always do more than what I do. I'm always making sure that I never limit myself to anything. I make sure I push myself to communicate, and 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 to communicate. I communicate all the time, as much as I can, and I do it with myself all day long. And now when I do that, I teach myself my emotional techniques, and I teach myself to push myself to grow. I push myself to grow in my videos. I push myself to communicate and to practice my communication level on a daily basis as much as I can. I realize that when I get tired, I push myself to understand what to do in that moment, and I look into my emotions, and I see to also fall asleep when I get exhausted. I realize that I need to sleep when I get exhausted. Although before bed, I make sure to do my hour videos in terms of my contents, and also to make sure I shower, and before my shower to build some muscle. I realize although you start slow with everything, although you have to do everything at once. You have to understand that what everything is just grow in what works in right. I realize you just grow in what works right now. You have to understand that the best aspect of life that works is growth, and you go where growth is. And now, what can be growth in life? I mean, stay away from masturbation, and stay away from pornography, and stay away from toxic people, and stay away from the crowd, and stay away from your parents. I mean, go alone somewhere. And when you go somewhere, I mean, never come back. You understand? I mean, it's that simple. I mean, I left my biological dad and never went back. I mean, there's no going back to your parents. I mean, there's no going back anywhere. You understand? Because you don't know if they'll live or not. You don't know. You don't know how long they're going to live for. Realize that suddenly they may pass away, and you may get a phone call saying your dad or mum or sister or brother passed away today. Do you understand? I need you to expect that to happen. You need to understand that what's going to happen is, I realize you have me for the next 72 years as a coach. I realize I've got plenty of time to succeed. I've got plenty of time. I'm not in a rush to get anywhere. I realize though, I'm always rushing to grow. I'm always rushing to grow. I realize when I rush to grow, I do the best I can. I never rush for other people. I never rush for the outside world for anything. I rush to grow. I rush in Jesus' name to be more like Jesus every single day. So to rush in Jesus' name and to grow like Jesus can, I promise you I'll do everything I can today to be more like Jesus and to have more of his habits, because I see how Jesus lived. I see his habits, and that's what you need to see in everything. You have to see habits in everything. You have to understand that non-human animals have the best habits. I promise you that even though they look cute, I promise you they have the best habits, because they're evolutionized to be able to be their best versions right away. I mean, when you look at an animal that is a non-human animal, you'll see their best version. You understand? You have to understand to go and do your best, always. I never met a non-human animal that is worse than yesterday unless people fed it so many food, unless people fed the animal so much food that the animal went fat. You have to understand that non-human animals are evolutionized to just be their best versions. And anything else is because of humans. And I blame no one, I blame nobody, although you understand that non-human animals will never ever go and eat that much food. You have to understand to see that no one person is any one person and nobody is anybody. I understand that when I fall, I get back up and I build resilience every single day to understand that it's nobody's fault. I make sure I never blame people. I never make excuses about what's happening. I'm not more for anything else other than growth today. And because I grow, I always have something to give, and I give my heart and soul every single day. And I realize that's what you need to grow. I realize that's what it needs to grow in terms of the moment. I realize that the moment needs you to grow. And when you grow, you understand to overcome your life and what you are today. You have to be becoming more. You have to be becoming something greater. You have to have more expression. You have to have more feelings. You have to be feeling fully. You have to be living fully. And when you live fully, you live in the heart. You live in the heart, you live in the body. You do something today to improve your communication skills, because that way you will overcome all your addictions. You will overcome everything that you set out to achieve once you write it down and you plan it. You plan your life every single step of the way, and you make sure that what happens today is never going to happen again. I mean, what happens today is going to be better than yesterday. I mean, you're never going backwards. You're never doing the same things over and over. I mean, what you're doing is something new every single day. You're swapping it in a different way. You're changing your tactic. You're changing your business. You're changing your approach. You're changing your communication level every single day. You must change and change and change. And now, you may be growing, and that's going to happen every single day, although you're going to grow in a different way. And you're going to do the videos every single day. or they're going to do it in a different way. You're going to do branding photos and do photo shoots of yourself, although you're going to wear new clothes and you're going to look a different way. You're going to have a new haircut. You're going to do different backgrounds. You're going to do something different. You're going to be somewhere different. So every single day, you must be swapping. You must be changing your friends. You must be changing everything in life. You have to understand that I'm sorry, or better, I apologize, Danny, although I never feel sorry, although I apologize. I realize there's a difference. I realize there's a difference. I realize when you're sorry, you'll fall into sympathy behavior. Although when you're sorry to hit yourself, I realize that you're honest, and that way just make sure that you never fall sympathetic, because I'm never sympathetic. I'm not a sympathetic individual. I make sure that when you're sorry, when you're just too sorry, when you're just feeling sympathy, when you're just showing people sympathy, you're just sorry, you stop being sorry. Although when you hit yourself, you just apologize, and you kiss yourself, and you just relax, and that's called self-love. Self-love is called empathy. And those people who have empathy have leadership. And those people who have leadership can overcome everything. And because they learn how. And when you learn how, you'll go and find how to do it. You go and will yourself to do it. You use your emotions to do it. You can watch my previous video on how to overcome pornography. You understand that in that video, I will teach you also how to use your emotions. I realize every single time I talk in a different way. I show you different skills. I show you different skill sets that I've accumulated. And it's like martial arts. I'm really quick. I'm really fast to give you ideas. And now you have to understand that whatever I am today, I'm better than yesterday. And now you must also be better than yesterday. You must believe in Jesus Christ. You must believe in something bigger than yourself. You must understand that what's better is being in the moment and understanding to use your emotions every single day is going to help you to move forward. So be more interested in your videos, be more interested in your life, and will yourself. Just earlier and before this video, I was moving my emotions around, and I said, you can do it now. I realized I went into my heart, I just got my selfie stick, and here I am. I realized I'd do it quickly, because you have to do it quickly. You have to get into it quickly, because there's no time to think about it. When you're taking action, there's no time to think about what you're doing. You just go and do it really quickly, and you just get into the video, and once you start, there's no going back. Every single time I have to do a 1 hour video, you have to prepare for that. And guess what? I can do it 3 hours a day because I've accumulated the habit to do so. I realized I overcame pornography, I overcame masturbation, I overcame schizophrenia, I overcame 47 kilos of weight loss. I overcame rehab, I overcame these medications that I used to take. I overcame all the drugs, I overcame cigarettes, I overcame caffeine, I overcame everything, because guess what? I fell into it. And I fell into a trap. And if I was still there, I'd never be in this spot. I realized I overcame meat eating, and I'm a vegan now. I'm into veganism, so I'm still sober. And because I'm sober, I'm still living a life that's worth living. And because I'm sober, I'm always my better version every single day. And that's why I'm sober. I'm sober because every single day I get to be my best version, and that's why I'm vegan too. I'm vegan because every single day I become my best version. And that way I understand to keep going, and I keep thriving in life. I never strive, I thrive. Because to strive is to lose, and to thrive is to win. You have to thrive. You have to understand that thriving is the resolution of a solution. So go and find more solutions to your problems, and make sure that you generate them. You generate solutions, and when you generate them, teach yourself. And then when you teach yourself, you may as well teach somebody else. Why do you just have to teach yourself for? When you talk to someone, when you're talking to other people, you have to exchange some value with them. You would understand, and you must understand that when you're talking to people around you, you have to give them value for free. Because otherwise, you'll never talk to them in the first place. They'll be talking to you and giving you value while you're shutting up and just looking at them. You need to give them value. So connect with them and give them some information that's going to help them. And that way, transfer that into 1 hour videos, and 3 hour videos, and 50 hour videos every single day. You understand? Because every single day is a certain amount of hours. And nobody said that 24 hours is one day, because we're just going by that time schedule, because one day is infinity amount of hours and days. I mean, do you understand? You just keep creating videos. You keep the continuum of your life going in a momentum shift to make sure you're compounding your life in a better way. And to compound it in a better way means to grow and to have better reading skills and learning skills and adapting faster and making sure your business schedule is much better, so that you're more flexible, because what flexibility is going into your heart and emotions and making sure you're more spiritual and also connecting the dots together to perform better. You need to perform better. You need to read out everything that you're doing in a better way. You have to read better. You have to use your heart to read people. You can read minds. You can read everybody with your emotions. You can feel how they feel. And that's reading. I mean, you can tell where people are. I mean, I can look at your Instagram now and I can see where you are. I can see how you feel. I can see how motivated you are. I can see everything about you. I realize that being better than yesterday doesn't lie, because when you're better than yesterday, you're always living in integrity. And that's the whole point. I mean, if you go telling people at a seminar, you have to masturbate. You have to masturbate. You lady, you have to finger your asshole. You have to finger your asshole because you have to masturbate your pussy. I mean, do you understand how that sounds? I mean, do you understand to go and never say that? I realize that you go say to people to never masturbate. I never need you to masturbate, because that's no good. Because that's a much better way to speak. You understand? I need you to understand to go and be a better person and have a better attitude. Because those people who go the masturbation way are losers, and they're also people who go for pleasure, and they're pleasure seekers. And when you're a pleasure seeker, you have too much dopamine spikes in your day, and that's going to make you lazy. I mean, the more you masturbate in terms of life, the more time wasting you're doing, and also the more money you're losing, and the more time, you understand, which is money that you're losing. So you're never losing time and money with me, you're actually gaining it. So you're gaining life with me. I'm giving you time, I'm giving you money, I'm giving you all the ideas, and that's the money and time freedom. Your ideas is called time freedom and time management. So the more ideas you have, the more time management you can do, and the more ideas you can give, and the more richer you are, and the more you can spread your love and also give love and feel the best and live fully. And you can also be rich, and you can be amazing, and you can be entitled to success when you have more ideas. Because when you do a video, you come and do it, and you bring ideas to the table. And then when you bring ideas, you show people the way in Jesus' name, and you show them how to get there, and you lead them, and you lead them, and you lead them, because you're leading yourself along the way. And then understand this, that you'll be an interdependent person that way, and you'll be into yourself, and you'll be someone far greater than you are, because the whole point of life is to practice your, you're practicing your communication skills, and you're becoming something worthwhile. And you're becoming well known throughout the world, and becoming more popular as you grow along, and then you're enjoying life in the process of making your life shift in a better way, because that's what a life coach does, and that is what managing yourself and self-loving yourself actually does in terms of compassion, and making sure that what you're doing today is more compassion in kindness. So when you're kind, you're also compassionate. I realize that when you're something greater in life, you're going to understand that you need to communicate every single day in a different way all the time, so you can shift momentum. And then once you do that, you create a better way. And you understand to look for more ideas is a way where you change approach. Change approach to find newer ideas and do something different, and understand that what you create today matters and it's going to help somebody. And then you get on video and you do it for 3 hours a day, and then you do it for 3 hours in front of people every single day, because that's the next level, and that's what I can do too. Although here I am in Darwin, and in Darwin there's 160,000 people, and there's not many people on the street, so there's no chance that I'll do it, because here I can do it and it's much better, because out there it's too hot and there's no people to watch me. Although I can still do it, although I can do it here. Otherwise I'd rather do it in front of people, because that's the whole point of me practicing my public speaking. I'd rather not practice to a brick wall. Although you understand how funny I am in that aspect, because my funniness has to do with smarts, And those people who are smart will actually understand how I feel and will understand what I say. Because when you don't understand what I feel and say, you'll never even see what I am. Right? And then when you never see me, you believe worse of me. I promise you that when you believe somebody who's better than yesterday is worse, you have blinded yourself. So realize that your ego and those people's egos have overtaken them and you. Realize although you make sure that you never be that type of person who has an ego, and that way you listen to Einstein, who says that you must read to have a less ego in life. You must read to have less of an ego in life. And that way you understand to keep practicing your emotional quotient, which is emotional intelligence. And then once you understand, to go and read about it more and go and learn from more people about it and go and learn from Jesus the most and have more mentors. And then you understand that whoever's interesting, you go and watch them. I mean, I have so many mentors today that I have Jesus and I look at Jesus the most, and then everything else is economics and politics and global economy and also personal development. Notice, I mean, I can pick. I usually go for finance today. I learn about politics. I learn about all these government regulations and what's going on around the world now. Although I learn about music too, and I learn about personal development, and I learn about it all. Although at the moment I learn about just myself and my life the most in terms of Jesus Christ, and I make sure to stay on the path of communication while just learning about the world around me. I never block myself from wisdom. I never block myself from free wisdom. Do you understand? I promise you, when I see an advertisement online, I promise you that I can, in the first second, say Orbidi or something like that, or some company that doesn't regulate with me. I realize that when I see someone really genuine and honest, and it's for free, I love it. Because the other day, I seen a rap artist post an advertisement on YouTube, and it's just the video in terms of their soundtrack, in terms of their MP3 and audio track, or they were singing a video hit on the YouTube, and they just created a new one, although that it can be more professional and it can be better, although it's for free. And I just watched the whole video in terms of his track, and he was singing it in his home house, and he made this video hit in terms of his life, although it's not a video hit in terms of the world trend, although he believes that is, and I understand. I watched his video hit, and you understand that it's his own video production and whatever, and he posted it and advertised it for free. And then I just watched it because I respect people that do that and post a video hit of themselves to just promote their name, and that's it. I respect that. I respect another woman who just stood in front of a crowd and just spoke, and never spoke to go and hit the click button or to go and see my content down below. I realize that when you're advertising yourself on video, what you can do is you never say for people to click below, you just go and speak. And you understand that when you speak, you have a free link and they'll click it because you never ask for it. You have to understand that you go and ask for it either way because it's for free, and when you ask for freedom, you will get it. You ask for freedom. You always ask for people to click your free link. I mean, when you're selling things for money, you never ask them to give you money. You have to understand that when you ask something, you shall get it. Although, guess what? You never work for money. You're not working for money. I'm not working for money. I've got money because I understand how to grow. I understand freedom. I understand that in this life, I thrive. I thrive every single day, and I make sure that what I do is going to be much more passionate, and I'll be more passionate over time about what I do, because now more than ever, I realize now more than ever, I understand how to speak. I understand how to see much better. I understand how to get my information, and I understand how to vibrate across Australia, and how to get around the world now. Even better than yesterday. I understand I'm always learning, I'm always growing, although I'm much better than the people of the past. I'm much better than myself, I'm much better than this world. I understand I'm from a different world. I understand that what I do in daily, I understand that what I do in daily life is to accomplish more and more and more. And when I do that, I give you knowledge. I give you something to recommend about in a better way. I give you an opinion, and you go and take it and leave it and understand. And no matter what you question it, although you understand that when I realize when I give you my opinion, I realize I'm just giving you my best version. Whereas you can take it or leave it. You can take my videos or leave it. I don't care. Although just make sure I'm my best version. I just make sure I'm my best version, and I realize that's how I live. I live in a better way. I realize I have that song in the brain in terms of the ego. I see that's the way, I like it, I realize although I'm just moving on from that motto because I sung it before, and it's time to move on now. I realize that is how quick I learn and grow. Because I have to say those words because it came into my wording. Although you understand that I'm still in the heart and I'm using the heart every single day to do something to thrive. I'm thriving. I make sure that when I give my video, I'm into my video. I'm into what I say. I'm into what I do. I do it for 1 hour and I just pump myself, and I just make sure that every single time I'm communicating in a different way. I'm doing something that's different. I'm making sure that I coach on the go. I make sure I give you content, and I give you content, and I give you content. And that way I grow, I grow, I grow. I learn, I learn, I learn. I make sure I become my best version, and I have all these videos to give you straight away. And then you can go and watch it, and then you can go and do it yourself. Because you gave me time, and your time is valuable in my life. So I make sure I give you ideas for your time. I give you ideas for your time, because if you go around people who never give you an idea on how to improve, your time is wasted. So I never waste your time because I appreciate you. I appreciate that's why. I realize that's why I go around the world for free, because guess what? I give you ideas for free. I give you ideas, and that's why I'm so passionate about what I do. And then when I actually do better, which is always now, I make sure that what I do on a daily basis is talk myself up, and I live up to my talk. I live up to what I say. And you have to understand that now, since I'm really living life, you have to understand that I go and approach good image people only. And I approach only new people in life. I mean, once you see me, I'll never approach you again. I mean, when you're a good image, when you have a good image, I'll approach you to see what value you have, and I'll talk to you once. I'll never talk to you again because you've seen me already. I mean, you're aware of me now, and that's it. I just make you aware of me, and that's it. I go to the people who are good, though. I don't care about the bad people. I don't care about the poor image people. I don't go to pump my music in front of poor image people anywhere. Do you understand? I've seen Aboriginals here in Darwin, and they're very poor image people in terms of these ones. I understand some Aborigines are good image people, although these ones are really arrogant, and this woman's shouting at the guy and saying all these arrogant stuff about him, and he loves it. I realize that she's very arrogant, and she seems like she's going to attack him really quickly, and I never went to them to pump my music. I realize that it's stupid to do so because they'll attack you. You understand that since I had these thoughts, I realize that I only go towards the good image people, and I go to new people because they are new people, although I never promote myself to new people who are bad imaged. You understand? I go to new people. And that's the whole difference. And that's why you go and stick yourself into the new way of life. I apologize, Danny, because every time I hit myself, I make sure to kiss myself too. And I apologize. I realize that since I do that, I understand that I'm just doing better this day. I'm just doing something for nothing. I'm just making sure that each and every single step of the way, my life is going to be in control. I'm controlling my life, and I never let other people control me. I never need the crowd's validation. I needed the crowd's validation before, and I needed to go up to them, and I had to go call them, and I had to say, what are you doing at 2 o'clock, man? I mean, what are you doing for 6 o'clock, man? I mean, are you going to poker at 7:30? I mean, how fucking boring was I? I mean, I'm better than fucking, I'm better than my words, I'm better than everything I say, and I apologize for swearing. I realize that I make sure to do better. I realize I'm not an angry person, I'm rich or better, and that way I understand I'm always going better. I understand that what I do today is unlock my abilities, and when I do that, I do it on video, I do it on the go, I do it as I plan away, I do it right now. I never plan somewhere in the future, I never plan in the past, I plan this moment. And I plan how to better this moment right now. I mean, the only step that you have to improve is this one right now. I mean, what next step can you take that is going to help you? So my next steps is do this video for 22 minutes so that I can complete 1 hour, and that's the goal. I mean, that's my next step. And then after that, it's upload. And after that is make sure I do something that's going to make me grow. Otherwise, I can go and read something. I can go and sleep. I can go and listen to music. I can write in my journal. I can go and check my Instagram. I can browse away at something that I've never understood before, and I can go and learn about it. You understand? Realize that what I do on a daily basis helps me to be more in discomfort. I make sure I'm never in comfort. I also understand that after this video, I have to do some gym work, I have to build some muscle, and then go shower and groom as well before sleep. You understand? So I've got some stuff to do. I've got my sleep, I've got reading, I've got my journal, I've got Instagram, I've got some food to eat, and guess what? I go to grooming, I go shower, I go train my muscles, I go journal. I've got uploading to do, I've got my photos to sort out, and I've got stuff to do. I've got something to do. I've got also something to learn from. You have to understand that. I'm always learning, I'm always growing. So that way, I'm never into masturbation, I'm never into pornography, I'm never into pleasures of the world. I realize that when I eat slowly, and I eat as slow as possible, because it's not about eating more. I realize it's about eating less over time. You understand? You're eating in a way that you're functioning to eat slower over time, while eating less over time so you can have more energy, because it's called fasting. You need to fast to have more energy, as Tony Robbins says. I quote Tony Robbins because he's the one who taught me this, although you understand that Jesus went 40 days and 40 nights into the desert. And Jesus needed no water, and Jesus needed no food. You understand? I realize that no other human alive today has done that. I mean, no other human has gone 40 nights and 40 days anywhere. You understand? I mean, nobody has done 40 nights and 30 days. I mean, nobody has done 40 nights and 40 days in the desert and came back alive. And nobody has done that without food and drink. I mean, nobody's lived life 40 days and 40 nights without food and drink. You have to understand that Jesus helped us with that one and said that you don't need to eat. You understand? I mean, that's proof. I mean, just listen to understand. Every single time you do something, you're going to do it better. You're going to understand, you're going to have more energy, you're going to feel better, you're going to do something that's going to be worthwhile. And then once you're doing that, you're going to train yourself along the way with your emotions, and you have to write it down. And if you're not giving value today, you're in big trouble. You're in big trouble if you're not giving some value, because what value is a business-driven asset. And those people who have value are giving it, and giving it, and giving it. And they're giving it never for other people. I realize they're giving it so that they can grow in more quality. I promise you, when you're giving value, you will be a person of value. You have to grow as a person of value, as Albert Einstein says. So to do that, you have to make sure that you're valuable. And now you have value right now, and you have your experience, although you have to teach it. You have to do self-evaluated experience, as John C. Maxwell says. And now John C. Maxwell taught me how to grab an idea in terms of experience and go and self-evaluate and go and teach how that experience was. I mean, it's so simple that I went and experienced something, and I went into my journal and I said, this is how I experienced life with this person, and she said this and I said this, and then she went and done that, although I went this way because I felt that she was this way. And then because she was this way, I understood that I had an idea, and I took upon it in my heart to make sure that I go live in the moment, because that was my idea, and it's still my idea now. Because I self-evaluated that nice situation that happened, and guess what? I go move on and have a different experience, and I'll write it down. I mean, it's that simple. I mean, that's all that I learned, although I know nothing. I mean, John C. Maxwell taught me so much more about intentionally growing. And he says, if you need to intentionally grow, I mean, that growth doesn't just happen. And he says that growth doesn't just happen. Although if you need to intentionally grow, you need to push yourself to grow. I mean, you need to be intentional about it. You have to be consciously searching about how to grow. I mean, it doesn't just happen, because many people will turn 70 and why aren't they rich? Why aren't they rich? Because they never chose to grow. I realize that Brian Tracy says that people choose to be rich. I mean, he says that being rich is a choice. And those people who choose to be rich are the ones who are seeking how to be rich. Because when you be richer, what you'll do is richer habits. I mean, you're making it a choice. I mean, every single day you have thoughts, and you have 24 hours, and you're either going better or worse. And you have to be around the better ones. And the better ones are no masturbators. I never need you to masturbate. I need you to understand that you need to be a leader now, and you need to understand to stay away from pleasure, because that way we're going to be more disciplined and we're going to be tougher on ourselves, because that way the tougher we are on ourselves, the easier life we live. Otherwise, the easier life you live, where you're not tougher on yourself, I promise you the harder you live. I promise you those who live hard and a hard lifestyle, I promise you they are easy on themselves. And those people who are tough on themselves and hard on themselves are the ones who are living easy. You have to understand that you need to be an individual in the divine aspect to understand that what you're doing today has to be beneficial. And then beneficial people go around helping people. You need to do that every single day. And you need to focus upon your communication every single day to understand to be on top of it. I mean, be on top of your life. I mean, be on top of what you're saying and doing every single day. And be passionate and be passionate and be passionate. And each and every single time you understand that those people in the crowd will never like you about what you're doing. Or you say one thought and they will go around telling other people. And those are people who are low lives. And those are people who've got nothing to do. I mean, they've got nothing better to do than ruin your reputation. I never ruin anybody's reputation. I just lift them up. I give them more than what they give me. Well, that's what a successful person is. You understand? I never need you to go looking into other people's business to find one aspect of life that they said, so that you can go and tell your mum and brother and to some friends right here behind their back to say that this person said this and that this person went this way and that you were seeing this person and that this person was. I mean, why is that? I mean, that's negativity. I never need you to go that way. I mean, do you understand? I never need to be around those people who spy across my back and then go telling other people about what I did. I mean, it's clearly evidence about what I did. And why do you have to go talk to other people? I mean, why do you have to talk to other people about it? I mean, take ownership of what I said and learn from it and grow me with it. I mean, speak to me about it and stop speaking to other people about me. I mean, when you're speaking about me, I mean, speak about me in a positive way and never about me in a negative way. Because when you go negative, you're not just speaking bad about me, you're speaking bad about yourself too. Because what you do on a daily basis is who you are. So if you go speaking negativity about everybody of the crowd, I promise you, eventually it comes around that somebody else will speak about you, that you said this behind this person's back. I promise you, then what's going to happen is that person's going to go to another person and they're going to trash you because you trashed somebody else. You understand? So karma comes back quickly. And guess what? You just be something better and you stop talking trash and you stop talking negativity about other people, because that way you understand that you'll be a better person and you understand to go and do something better that's worthwhile. You understand that these days you have to be on top of technology, you have to be on top of everything in life. You have to be on top of the crowd, and you have to understand that many people from the crowd tried to kick me down. And they tried to kick me down. And for a little while they were kicking me down. Although I got back up. And here I am, stronger than ever now. I realize now when they're trying to kick me down, I outsmart them. I outsmart them totally. And I never go around them. I never go around them anymore. I realize, and now I just make sure that what I do is going to be much better than their life. I make sure I'm always better than their life in every single aspect of life. I mean, when I have one kid, I have 2 kids. I mean, when I have 5 kids, I have 10 kids. You understand? I make sure that no matter what, that every single aspect of life that they have, I have it better. You understand? I make sure that when I have a Porsche, I have a Lamborghini. And I have 2 Lamborghinis. I need you to understand though, that I don't care about Lamborghinis in the first place. I don't care about Lamborghinis. I care about being my best version. I care about a greater legacy. So I don't care about them having this mansion when they're little tiny pebbles in the world. you understand? I mean, when nobody knows you, I mean, who cares about your mansion? I mean, when I have level 500 success and half the world can see me and they have a freaking Porsche and 5 kids and they're just in the crowd, I don't care about that, because guess what? I have more success because half the world can see me. I mean, half the world can see me, and who can see them? I can see them. I mean, they can see me. I mean, half the world can see me, and guess what? Everybody's talking about me. I have more success, and I don't care about their 5 kids because this legacy that I built is bigger than their 5 kids put together and their whole family and their whole ancestry in life. I'm not laughing at anybody, although I'm rich or better, and I understand that what I do is I forgive all the time. I forgive in a way that I understand I move forward. I'm always rich or better. And you have to understand that each and every single time your ego is going to start laughing at people. And then when you're laughing at people, you'll understand that other people will laugh at you then. I never need you to laugh at people either. And you should understand that what life is being something greater than yourself. So when you're in the room by yourself, just be careful and be on top of your emotions and be on top of who you are. I mean, be on top of everything that you're doing and be on top of your habits and go and search out every single habit that you have and write it down and write it down and write it down, and then look at your habits and understand the times in reference where you may relapse to do masturbation, and go and do something else in that time and plan ahead of time on how to achieve it in a better way. And for example, you may masturbate at 1 o'clock in the morning, and then what you do is you go and write before time on how to overcome masturbation at this time. And what can you do to do that? And then you'll be better prepared. And then when you relapse again, you understand to go and write about how to overcome that situation. And then keep it going. And then learn and learn and grow. And the only way that you can overcome addiction to pornography and masturbation and drugs and alcohol is to stay away from it, is number one. You just stay away from it. And I promise you, if you cannot stay away from it, I promise you it's because you give in. You give in to the ego. You give in to the pressure. You love to let the pressure go. I promise you, if you let the pressure go, you'll never shine bright like a diamond, because those people who shine bright like a diamond, as Rihanna's track says, which is shine bright like a diamond, I promise you, her track says shine bright like a diamond, because guess what? You need to shine bright like a diamond in the pressurized way. Because leaders and successful people do everything under pressure. Here I am under pressure right now. I'm under pressure, although I'm succeeding and pushing through the pressure. I mean, I'd rather do this video than masturbate to a woman who is online, who I've never met before, for 40 minutes. Because guess what? I promise you, this is 47 minutes, and how much has it helped you? I mean, it's different. You understand that I go and do this. I go and do this because this is much better, and this is going to help my legacy to succeed, rather than wasting my time on some woman I never met. Do you understand? Because that pleasurized seeking is never going to help me either, and it's going to make me feel ashamed of myself because I wasted 47 minutes of my life before. You understand? I wasted so much time. I was a smoker, and I was smoking 2 hours a day. I mean, 2 hours a day? I mean, what can I do with that time? I mean, I can do a load with that time. I mean, 2 hours a day is a load of time. I mean, I can live my life better. I can go and see more. I can go and do more. I can live more. I can do everything more with 2 hours a day. I promise you that with those people who never value their time, I promise you they never have time. I value my time. I value 1 minute a day that I have for free. I value 1 minute of freedom in my life. I mean, 1 minute of freedom of everything. I mean, 1 minute of freedom from everything in terms of drugs and a 9 to 5. I realize 1 minute of freedom. I'd rather have 1 minute of freedom than a 9 to 5 for 8 hours. I'd rather have 1 minute of freedom than having to do drugs in time. I'd rather have 1 minute of freedom. I value my freedom, and then once I find more freedom, I make sure I love myself even more that way. I look for freedom. I look for freedom. I realize I estimated that my life is free always. I realize that all I do now in the long term is I do this. I stay consistent on Instagram. I do my videos every single day, and I do 3 hours of videos. I make sure I do my branding photos every single day. I'm better than yesterday every single day. I make sure I shower and groom every single day. I make sure I change clothing every few days. I make sure that I'm always scheduling myself in a better way and planning my journal. I make sure that I have my technology and ready to go. I make sure that I do music when I can. I make sure I do my muscles when I can. I realize that every single day I'm always doing something better. I make sure I stay away from drugs and poisonous people and those areas. I realize that every single day I'm always doing something according to my emotions, and I'm making sure I get stronger. I get stronger every single day. I'm doing something every single day for nothing. I'm giving this for nothing. I mean, what a blast you have. You have such a great persona over here. You have such a great attitude in me, in terms of my life and my I, because guess what? You'll never find another one like I. You'll never find anybody like this. I promise you, many people never appreciate me because I grew up with them and I went to their schools. I don't care about them, because guess what? I realize that those people who appreciate me will understand that I'm better than yesterday. I realize that when you don't appreciate me, I realize it's because you're worse than yesterday. I realize when you hate me, I realize that it's because you're worse than yesterday. I understand that when you send me hate and you laugh at my photos and you laugh at who I am, I realize it's because you hate me and you're jealous of me, and it's because you're worse than yesterday. I realize it's because you're a drug addict. I stay away from drug addicts because as soon as I have a better woman than them, they start talking bad about you. Because they're jealous of you. I stay away from those people. I don't need a drug addict in my life. I'll never marry a woman who's a drug addict. I'll never marry a woman who's a drug addict. I met a woman in the past and realized she goes for drug addicts over me. I realized she goes for drug addicts over me because I would never accept her. I'll never accept her for the way she is. I realize a drug addict will say that she's bullshit. I realize that because the drug addict is also considering themselves that way because they don't love themselves and they call themselves bullshit too much. I love myself, I'm not bullshit. I never accept a drug addict for how they are. I never accept you for how you are. I need you better than this. I promise you, if you cannot take that, realize you get out of my life too. Because guess what? I never fall for it. I realize that when a woman loves to be treated like shit and loves to be accepted, I realize that she seeks validation from a drug addict who is another person, and then the person says, "You're good, baby. You smoke cigarettes. You need some ecstasy pills too." I mean, I never do that. I mean, she loves that though. I mean, she loves some ecstasy pills because her husband's doing it. Otherwise, I don't care about that because her children, I promise you that she'll go and give her baby some ecstasy pills in the mouth. Because the baby's going to get born and she's going to put some ecstasy pills in the baby's mouth too. You understand? I never need that life. I never need those women. I don't need those people in my life. So I stay away from them as much as I can. And I make sure that my emotions are growing every single day. So I don't care because if I die today, I promise you I'll never die today, because guess what? I'm already happier and I give my work over here. I'm complete and I'm doing better than yesterday. I'm making sure that what today is better than yesterday. So when I'm complete, I'm better than yesterday. I realize that whatever you do, you never say you're complete, although you say you're better than yesterday, always. You make sure that you're never just finished, you're better than finished. You're better than what you say because you have to keep growing. You have to understand you have to keep finding new ways to grow. And it's break boundaries and break limits and break those thoughts and thought patterns that you have and your habit cycles and start to do it every single day. And stop thinking about it. I mean, stop thinking about masturbating. I mean, stop thinking about it and just stop doing it. And to stop doing it is to never think about it. I mean, never think about masturbation and you'll never do it. And if you think about masturbation today, well, it's because you're in your head and you're not in your emotions. Whereas if you think about drugs and alcohol and pornography, well, it's because you're in your head and you're not in your emotions. Whereas if it comes into your head and you feel it in terms of you look at it, you understand to be in your heart to overcome it. I promise you, every single day you have to push yourself to grow, you have to push yourself to communicate, and you have to push yourself to do 3-hour videos. You can do it. I promise you, it's for your personal growth, for something greater. I mean, you're going to prosper from that. I mean, go and do 3-hour videos. I see you maybe saying, "Oh, why me? I mean, why not you? I mean, why not you? I mean, I can do it. I mean, you can do it too. I grow from this. I prosper from this. I get all the communication and abundance and lifestyle and the legacy, and I get everything from this, because guess what? I plan my life ahead and I become the best version of myself every day, because I do 3 hours of content. I'm doing 3 hours more than I'm doing 3 hours more today than yesterday. I mean, I'm talking in different ways. I'm growing in different ways. Within my videos, you can see my progress. And that's the whole point. I mean, 1 year ago, and 1 month ago, and 2 weeks ago, you understand, I started with 1 minute videos, and now I can do 3 hour videos, and I can do them indoors, and now I level that too, and I can go in front of people. I can go in front of people and do it for 3 hours. I mean, that's the next step. And then what's the next step after that? I mean, 6 hours in front of people. I mean, what's after that? I mean, 9 hours in front of people. You understand? I can do it every single day. I just have to learn how to do it more and more and more throughout time. And then that is something that you have to work on. I realize that since I do 3 hour videos, I see that every single time I accomplish 3 hour videos in a day, in terms of 24 hours, in this case, you understand that I get more confident about doing so. I achieve my habits of doing 3 hours every day. I promise you that each and every single day, I realize every single day I do it, I get more confident and I get to do it easier and easier and easier. And then I push myself from 3 hours to 4 hours every day. And then I start to do 4 hour videos every day. And then I do that for a certain period of time, for about 6 months or so. I realize I don't know for how long, although guess what? I just do in the moment. I realize though that eventually I sum up the habits to be able to do 4 hour videos. I push it up to 4.5 hours of videos every single day. I do 3 hour videos, and I do a one video where it's 1.5 hours. And then I go up to 5 hours. And I slowly start to adapt quicker. I do 10-minute exercises, and I do two sessions. I do 20. I realize I do 2 sessions of 10-minute exercises each every single day. I eventually bump it up to 30 minutes a day in some other aspect. Understand? Because I accumulated the habits, and now the more I do training and exercising in terms of building my muscles, the better I get. And I start to really dwell in this habit pattern, and then I say, I love the way my muscles look now, so I'm much bigger now, although let's change it up now and let's do something different that I've never done. And then, because I've done it so much in terms of all these exercises, in terms of my body mass and my body muscles are looking excellent, I can now do it easily because I've done it for so many times. I realize it's about building those habits. And you have to do it differently, and you have to do it differently, you have to do it differently, you have to do it differently. You have to do something, you have to do something greater. And you have to be greater, and you have to feel the way through life. I've been feeling through my video right here, and I feel through my videos now. And the difference is that between course 1 and course this one is my communication level and how I look and how I feel the most. Because it's never the $1 billion that's going to make you happier. Realize it's the higher feelings and how much more feeling you have. Realize when you have more feeling, you have more energy, and more energy is more money. Realize that when you need to make money, you make more energy first. You make more health first. You understand what money is. You understand that health is wealth, and those people who have health have the wealth because they understand it's high energy that makes you lift, and it makes you lift happier. I mean, it makes you live happier and lift happier in everything. I promise you that once you understand that money alone never makes you happy. I mean, money alone is just like this can. I mean, it doesn't make you happy. I mean, it's plastic. I mean, how can it make you happy? I mean, that's what money alone means. I promise you that what you need to understand, that money, while giving, will make you happier. Understand? I mean, more money while you give is the treasure. I mean, you have to understand to go and give more. And with or without money in my life, I grow. And that's what makes me happier. Whereas growth alone makes you happier and nothing else. I mean, there's nothing else that can make you happier except for growth. I mean, it's not even about money anymore. I mean, what it's about is growth. And those people who understand growth, understand money. You have to understand that money alone never makes you happier. I promise you, another person alone doesn't make you happier. I promise you, what makes you happier is growing. I promise you, Jesus came in this life, and without Jesus, you would not be alive today. So guess what? I say congratulations, because guess what? We're saved, and we have a God, and we have something in the afterworld. We have something bigger than this world, because you can understand that by Jesus' habits and the 10 Commandments and what's going on, and the Bible is to be cherished. So read it and study it every single day and understand more of it. I mean, never close yourself off from Jesus and from learning about people. I mean, go and learn about people and give them second chances, and give them third chances, and give them unlimited chances, because that's what Jesus will do for you. I'll see you guys in the next video.